Check the gram right quick. See what's popping. I just posted that video. It's got a lot of comments, bro. Dude gonna ask me where my million. But he ain't even watched the video yet though. See, if he'd watched the video, he'd know that I had $1 million, but I know how to get there. I'm trying to just take him with me. That's how it be though, that's how it be. What'd he say? You're RH positive, and I'm RH negative, so don't insult my intelligence. Huh?
Huh? We going. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.
As you can see, we in the studio, and this is all thanks to my boy Sherwood. I appreciate him a lot for hooking this thing up for me, man. Giving my videos a much more professional feel, you know. Good blue lights shining down aboard Lord Q. But, you know, I know what y'all here for. Y'all want to see what'll happen if you invested in Sony instead of buying a PlayStation. And how it is that equity makes most people rich. That's how come the richest man in America is rich from his equity. And I'll explain all that in this video. So as you can see here, the first PlayStation came out in 1994. Now I don't think I could get the stock price all the way back in 1994, so I think I'm gonna just look for when the PlayStation 2 came out and use that instead. Perfect, came out March 4th, 2000. Now I already know that I could get the stock price in the 2000, so let me just go look at that really quickly. Alright, so March of 2000, Sony's stock price was going at about 13,320 Japanese yen, not US dollars. So we're gonna have to convert it, the Japanese yen, into USD so that we can know what the USD price was. So that doesn't, you know, I want to make it realistic. I don't want to be capping. As you can see, I already have it here because I prepared for this. 13,320 Japanese yen is $128.91 in USD. Let's find out how much a PS5 retail price is right now. $499. So if we were to invest about $500 into Sony, I mean, not taking any commission costs, anything like that, we're just going strictly off of the share price. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna track how much money would you have now, what would be the value of your stock now if maybe you, your parents, your grandparents had bought you this stock instead of buying you this, you know, this game. I had a PS2 and I don't think I would have liked stock at my age, but hey, I know today I would appreciate it, right? So let's get into it right quick. So an important thing that we need to know before before we go through the numbers is, did Sony have a stock split? Now a stock split is when a company divides their shares by whether it be 2, 3, 4, or 5, and they give you 5, how much ever amount, they give you that amount of shares, they double it, triple it. So a 2-for-1 stock split, you'll get 2 shares. I mean, you'll get an additional share. A 3-for-1 stock split, you'll get 2 additional shares. 4-for-1 stock split, you get 3 additional shares per share. And what they do is they divide the price by that number. So if you have a 3-for-1 stock split, they'll divide your stock price, the stock price at that time, by 3. So you still have the same value, but you'll have more shares. So of course you can see how that would affect the numbers. So first we gotta see if Sony had a stock split. Had you invested $500 into Sony back in March of 2000, the price was about $128.91. So 500 divided by 128.91. You'd roughly had about 4 shares, right, in the company, and that would have been valued $500. But realistically, for the point of this video, I want some accuracy, so I'll say that you would have 3.8 shares. Now, based on today's price of $10,000 225 Japanese yen. Let's convert that into USD right quick. It's $98.96. That is less money. So if you had 3.8 shares, and I wasn't expecting this, if you had 3.8 shares times 98.96, the $500 that you invested would now be worth $376. So you would have actually lost money investing into Sony instead of buying a PlayStation. Now I'm glad that it was a loss. I didn't look at it ahead of time. I wanted this to be completely organic. I thought it was going to be more, but actually I'm glad that it isn't, because this is going to give a more in-depth lesson to why equity makes people rich. Just a disclaimer now. The price that I use to determine all those numbers was based on the stock when it was actually at its all-time highs. If you would have actually invested in the Sony stock when the first PlayStation came out, your cost basis would have been around maybe $30 to $35. So realistically, at this point, you would have been up 200% and some change. So I don't want you to think that overall investing in Sony is a total loss, because the market goes up and down. But let's get back into it. Equity is, it's referred to as stock sometimes. Equity can also be referred to as the value of your home versus the loan the mortgage that you owe. And the reason why it makes you rich is because equity can grow in value. That's why home values, for example, go up. Stock prices, they go up. And that is what makes people rich. That's why, like I said, the richest man in the world, Jeff Bezos, Amazon price going up, especially a year like this. The second richest man, he just became the second richest man in the world. What's his name? Tesla, Elon Musk. He's become the second richest man. Let's talk about other people who are in the top wealthiest people in the world. Bill Gates, Google. He's Google, right? Microsoft, sorry. Microsoft, Bill Gates, Apple, what's his name? Yeah, Steve Jobs, again, another super wealthy man. Warren Buffett, another super, and he made his money from investing in equities, which is stocks. That's how he made his money, from investing in other people's company. He took equity positions in other people's company. But I'm glad that this was a loss, because it can also show you the downside to equity, and why some people are scared of it. Some people are scared to pursue the dream of riches and stuff like that, because a lot of people get burned. Stock prices can fall, especially publicly traded stocks like this one, where the value of a company isn't strictly based on their numbers, it's based on public perception. Stock prices can fall, home value can go down. These things do happen. The most important thing for you to do is understand what you're investing in. I know a lot of times people say you should invest in what you use. That can't be true. I'm pretty sure, myself included, most people that use a PS5 will be highly disappointed to know that the stock price of the company that makes PS5 would have lost them money for over 20 years. That's disappointing news. So just know that don't invest in something just because you use it, which is, I guess, something people a popular phrase people like to use. Invest in things that you know. Invest in things that you understand. Invest in companies that you can understand. And if you follow one of the best investors in the world, Warren Buffett, that is exactly what he says. Don't listen to these dudes that don't know what they're talking about, who are trying to tell you to buy Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin isn't even real, realistically. Right now, I ranted. Let's cut that out. I wish I had invested in Bitcoin, don't get me wrong. I wish I had done it. But it's not a real thing. It's like this, they claim it's a commodity, and it's not really a commodity, but I'm just kind of rambling at this point. I just wish I had some, that's all it is. I just want you to know, man, I appreciate this, bro. I appreciate you doing this, man. This is heartfelt, you know what I mean? I appreciate you, bro. This guy always helped me out, man. I used to do poetry events, which is a whole lot of story. we ain't getting into that right now. I mean, that's, like I said, that's why, you know, people kind of shy away from the game. People kind of shy away from investing, and because they don't want to get burned. But that's a part of life. You don't win and lose. You win and learn. If you get burned, I mean, put some cream on that and some ice on that, and just bounce back. You know, Bayshawn say, last night took a L, but tonight I bounce back. That's how you gotta do. You gotta bounce back. You can't let something just take you out and just knock you out of the game. You know what I mean? And all those dudes that I just talked about, those dudes that are rich from equities, every single one of them got burned already multiple times over. But they just kept going. They didn't let a little burn stop them. You know what I mean? I'm talking third degree, some of them. Some of them, I mean, with Jeff Bezos, he burned all his hair off. No face, he ain't got no facial hair, no hair in his head. Oh, he barely got eyebrows. He been through the struggle. All of them go through struggle. But, you know, they come out on top. So don't let it discourage you when it comes to investing and you may get burned. Learn from it. Understand what mistakes you made. I got burned myself. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. I lost like 3 G's in like 2 weeks one time. I almost cried, bro. But I didn't let it stop me. And I'm glad I didn't let it stop me, because I mean, I'm gonna say the story one day, but basically it led to a chain of events that like changed my life. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was doing poetry events. I started doing that. It made me hungrier to succeed, and you know, I just did so much more in my life after that. And it took that moment there, that defining moment where I felt like my life was gonna end. Like, because at the time, 3 G's to me now is still a lot, but then I'm talking like losing 3 G's is like going in debt. You know what I mean? Like, that was like a big deal to me. But I learned from it. I evolved, and the thing is, I lost it from having an event. I lost it from having an event, and 2 months later, I started having other events that made me back the same 3 G's I lost. So just don't give up. You know what I mean? Keep going. And that's it. That's what would have happened if you invested in Sony versus buying a PlayStation. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Peace and love from FinIQ.
We going. What a money reside. What a money reside. What a money reside.